There's a warrant out for Morphus's arrest. Deputy Stotts tells us that it includes charges of attempted murder, assault, and terroristic threatening. Before visitors go into the facility, they have to put on protective gear like this to keep the product safe for medical use. So we just heard it here from Trooper Kearney. He gave us those updates just now. We have unfortunately learned the names of those victims. I actually just got off the phone with Chief of Police here in Richmond, Rodney Richardson, and you may have been thinking to yourself, well, what is this? Well, it's a public alert to let folks know when a child with autism or other disabilities has gone missing and may be in danger. You said a horrific tragedy unfolded yesterday in Berea. It looks kind of like a winter wonderland. Like I said, we had been seeing some snowplows finally coming through this area. Obviously, you know, neighborhoods are going to be of a lower priority. Winter clothes in April in Kentucky. It's not something you'd expect folks to be wearing in this type of weather. Now, this building here behind me may not seem like much, but for one Jessamine County man, it's all he has for the next 4 days.
Weather doesn't sneak up on an ex-weatherman.
But this time, it did. Thomas Addington tells us he worked for the National Weather Service before he retired.
In this particular case, we lost Wi-Fi at noon because of another thunderstorm that went through town.
So when Addington heard pummeling on his house, he thought it was hail. But really, it was almost a mile-wide tornado flinging debris towards his home.
It was terrifying. I thought the house is going to come apart. This is just the beginning. But fortunately, it only lasted minute and a half.
But a lot can change in a short amount of time. Addington's neighborhood and many other communities were unrecognizable. Now, over 2 weeks later, the Laurel County Road Department has been working hard alongside the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet to clear debris. And one man tells us he's been working for 23 days straight. Doug Woods with the Laurel County Road Department tells us he watched the tornado go past his home.
As soon as it went by, I ran straight to the road department, got a piece of equipment, came straight to Sunshine Hills, started pushing the debris out of the road so the crews could get in.
Ever since that moment, Woods says as of Monday, county and state crews have hauled off close to 11,000 tons of debris.
I would think we were at 50 to 60% completed. I feel like it's so much, it's hard to really tell.
But there's still work to be done. Woods says he hopes the process will be done in a month, but there's no telling how long it will take.
It's massive, it's unreal.
Clearing out and building back a community. In Laurel County, Maggie Rickerby, WKYT.
They are operating right now, but the question is, when will they not operate?
Firefighter Keith Everett says the Red Lick Volunteer Fire Department has 3 trucks, but they're over 20 years old.
Our older trucks that these replaced actually died on scene, and we could no longer use them.
Buying a new one can cost around $600,000. That's not including close to $7,000 in insurance costs.
We run this place on less than $50,000 a year.
Everett says that money is made up of an around $20,000 stipend from the county and close to $15,000 a year from the Kentucky Fire Commission. The rest of that money comes from donations or fundraisers. While the department says they're doing what they can to save up, treasurer and fellow volunteer firefighter Elliot Stoddard says they're having to deal with constant concern that their equipment will give out.
We've had occasions where the tanker would not move either. The brakes froze up and it couldn't leave the station.
Right as we finished up our interview, firefighters got called to a structure fire. With no other volunteers at the station, they sprung into action. The fire was just 10 minutes away. This time, Red Lick firefighters had plenty of help from Madison County and Berea. But fighting a fire like this one takes multiple agencies. But when a fire breaks out and neighboring departments are on another run, Everett says having working equipment is crucial. He also says since it's a volunteer department, they don't always have available personnel to respond to calls. Around 6 volunteers were available today, but
At times, I've actually had to have civilians help me fight the fire. I put them on the hose while I'm packing up, and I even had a state trooper fight fire for me one day.
While that wasn't the case today, Stoddard tells us one of their trucks had issues getting the pump into gear when they got to this fire. With a newer vehicle, they'd be able to push a button to get it into gear.
But it took, maybe an additional minute or two to get going, and when fire doubles or can double every 30 seconds, that's a critical amount of time.
What firefighters say they need are more volunteers, and they are continuing to work to fundraise. In Madison County, Maggie Rickerby, WKYT. The story starts here at Meadowthorpe Elementary School in Lexington. On November 17th, officials say a Fayette County Public Schools student left the school. He was found by Lexington Animal Care and Control officers on the side of busy News Circle Road.
I was just in shock, like these officers that were out on a different call, you know, and they took it upon themselves to take action and to save my son. I'm forever grateful.
Leslie Watson is the student's mother. She and her family filed a $75,000 lawsuit against the district. The lawsuit says the 7-year-old boy has autism, is mainly nonverbal, and has a known fixation with the classroom window.
I have always expressed that my son loves to play by windows. He loves looking outside. Outside is his favorite place to be.
The lawsuit says his teacher requested a window lock a month before the incident, but the request was never fulfilled. On the day of the incident, the lawsuit says the child climbed out of the classroom window, roamed school property for 20 minutes, and then left through a hole in the fence. It also says he was missing from the classroom for around 35 minutes before he was found by animal care and control officers, and police were called. According to the lawsuit, emergency personnel called Meadowthorpe Elementary School to see if they had any students that were unaccounted for. The employee who answered the call said they didn't know he was missing. According to the lawsuit, the child was taken to the hospital after those who found him noticed signs of distress, including throwing up and an elevated heart rate.
It made me very nervous, very anxious. It was the longest drive to the hospital, just wondering and wanting to see him.
What Watson says she wants out of all of this is better training for school employees and higher pay for paraeducators. Attorney Maston Childers also named Superintendent Demetris Liggins and other higher-ups in the lawsuit.
It's a wholesale failure from the top down. When kids with special needs, especially autism with propensities to elope, are you're charged with their care, you have certain things that you need to do to make sure that they're safe.
Sarah Spraggins, president of the Autism Society of the Bluegrass, says visual aids and alarms can be helpful to notify parents or teachers immediately if a child has opened a window or door.
They've gotten to be cheap and readily available. There are magnet alarms that you can put on doors and windows, just something to give you some time to catch up to that little child who can really be fast.
For the attorneys and the family,
what happened should not have happened, and her goal, our goal, is to make sure that this does not happen to anybody else.
In Lexington, Maggie Rickerby, WKYT.